Care fraud scheme worth $400 million.
This 2 years after Contact 5 investigator Katie LaGrone exposed how the scam worked.
Who? To who? You have to have done it to someone, but there's no effort at all to uncover that.
I thought he should have been ashamed of himself. Then I watched Floyd Money Mayweather with Jim Gray. And I said, wait a minute. I smell something. Something seems a bit fishy.
No, money is what you smelled.
I smelled something.
During a recent podcast episode, Joe Rogan appeared genuinely shocked when unexpected news broke involving boxing icon Floyd Mayweather. The report revealed that Mayweather is facing a lawsuit connected to an alleged $42 million fraud case. Rogan, known for speaking candidly and examining high-profile controversies in detail, reacted with clear surprise as the situation was explained. According to the claims, Mayweather is accused of playing a central role in a large-scale financial scheme that allegedly included misleading investment opportunities and partnerships that were not what they seemed.
Floyd Mayweather. He's the only guy who's been able to just be balling out of control, constantly flashing money, $1 million watches, a fleet of super expensive cars, and still fucks everybody up. The thing about Floyd is he never lost his discipline. Floyd would famously run home from the nightclub. So he would go out in Vegas, he'd be partying, it would look like a party, he's drinking water, and then he would have his driver drive, and with his pants on, jeans on, he would jog home. And the dude was always trained.
Joe Rogan, widely recognized for his influence in combat sports discussions, has spent years breaking down the career and technique of Floyd Mayweather Jr. Through his commentary, Rogan offers a detailed perspective on how Mayweather developed over time, highlighting his progression inside the ring and evaluating his overall place within the sport's history.
I mean, he fought Logan Paul. Logan Paul weighs 200 plus pounds.
And he turned the shit out of Logan Paul's neck. Like
Crazy.
Like, wow. And I think he held him up like, hey, man, don't fall because you'll mess the money up.
If they were the same size, I think Floyd would have knocked him out. Logan was so big.
Oh,
he was so much bigger than him.
But them shots, though, was
so crazy to see a guy who is the best boxer of all time having a fight with this super athletic, gigantic YouTube kid. I mean, look at the size difference. It's insane.
In the early phase of his professional journey, Floyd Mayweather Jr. earned the nickname Pretty Boy, a reflection of how effectively he avoided taking damage through his defensive mastery. Joe Rogan has pointed out that during this time, Mayweather combined remarkable hand speed with sharp offensive ability, frequently putting opponents under pressure with fast, precise combinations. This stage of his career demonstrated how he could control bouts through a mix of calculated aggression and refined technique.
One of the things that people forget is that Floyd went through a big transition of his own. If you go back to the early parts of his career and you watch when he was Pretty Boy Floyd, he was a much more aggressive fighter and he would put himself in danger much more. And then when he became Money Mayweather, just got so much more brilliant defensively. And then he became the guy that you see shutting out Canelo Alvarez, stopping all these guys, just shutting everything down. He just became this defensive wizard.
As his career advanced, Floyd Mayweather Jr. shifted into his money persona, focusing more on calculated defense and ring control rather than constant offense. Joe Rogan has commended this evolution, highlighting how Mayweather perfected the ability to limit incoming damage while still dictating the pace of a fight. Rogan explained that, in his view, Mayweather stands out as one of the greatest because he absorbed so few clean shots, maintaining just the right level of aggression to secure victories. He also pointed out how remarkable it is that Mayweather can position himself directly in front of opponents, yet still remain incredibly difficult to land punches on.
Mayweather used to be having these crazy workouts and he would crack open a Pepsi and people are like, what the f*** is he doing? Like, he's crazy. That guy never drank, never partied, never was out of shape, never got fat, would run home from the club at 2 o'clock in the morning. If boxing is hit and don't get hit, who's better than Floyd? Right. Zero people. He definitely cracked him at the end of that round and wobbled him. And then it was right at the bell. And so then Floyd got back on his bike and started outboxing him.
Is Ali the same fighter that got beat by a fighter with 7 fights? Every time boxing come on, you don't bring up Muhammad Ali name. You don't bring up Mike Tyson name. You always bring up Floyd Mayweather name because I'm still the face of boxing.
When you think about Floyd talking about greater than Ali, he's very delusional. Listen, he can't take his kid to school by himself. And he's talking about he's great. He's a little scared man. Greatness is not guarding yourself from the people. Greatness is being accepted by the people.
Ali Bomaye. That means
Ali, kill him.
Joe Rogan has suggested that a large portion of the criticism aimed at Floyd Mayweather Jr. comes from the image he presents to the public. Speaking on the Joe Rogan Experience, Rogan pointed out that Mayweather frequently puts his wealth on display, from high-end watches to private aircraft and lavish properties, which can give off an impression of arrogance and trigger jealousy among viewers. He explained that many fans are drawn to his fights not out of admiration, but because they want to see him lose, even though he rarely does. At the same time, Rogan recognized the level of dedication and consistency Mayweather maintains behind the scenes, noting that his larger-than-life persona appears to be a deliberate strategy that contributes to his overall success.
And one of the reasons why people watch him fight is not because he's like Mike Tyson, just goes out and destroys people. They like watching him fight because they hate him. Because he talks so much shit, and he's like, look at my $1 million watch, look at my jet, look at my house, look at this. He's like constantly showing you all these things that he has. Like he'll lay out watches in a hotel bed, like this is $1 million worth of watches, this watch goes for $2 million, and they're like, this is my small watch that I take sometimes, but when I'll show you, when I'll show up, I bring out the big boy, and it brings out this watch that's covered in diamonds. It's like $5 million, and so you hate him.
You feel that disappointment that the fans felt that maybe you didn't get the best Manny Pacquiao that night?
We're not going to do that. We're not going to talk about that. You was one of the guys that believed in Pacquiao.
I did.
Okay. So now we don't want you to back out the block. And I told you before, that was easy work. So if you believe in Pacquiao, you need to go back and say, you need to sit down and do a story and say, you know what? I believe in Pacquiao and it's his fault. It's not Mayweather's fault because Mayweather did what he always do. Be a calculated fighter, be a smart fighter, and find a way to win.
And I did that because I said that although there was a problem with his shoulder, whether it existed or not, I always said there was no. Wait.
Floyd was great, but he didn't want smoke with Winky. He didn't want smoke with Winky. He didn't want smoke with Triple G either. But there are people who look at that situation and be like, I mean, that's crazy. But that's what the great ones do. They do crazy shit. But Floyd did enough crazy stuff, though. Listen, I don't have that much criticism towards Floyd. I just don't think he's as great as everyone say. He's the greatest ever. That's silly talk to me. But he was jaw-dropping great. The impact of Floyd is my thing, and that's not criticism on Floyd. That's criticism on followers. So everybody followed what they perceived to be his blueprint. That's my criticism. It's never Floyd.
During an exhibition match in Mexico City against John Gotti III, Floyd Mayweather Jr. drew major attention after a controversial moment in the ring. The referee initially issued a warning to Mayweather over what was considered an illegal strike. In response, Mayweather confronted the official and insisted on a change. The situation escalated to the point where the referee was replaced mid-bout, allowing the match to resume under new supervision. By the end of the exhibition, Mayweather was informally regarded as the winner.
Floyd Mayweather just got done with the boxing match against John Gotti III, and while in the boxing match, specifically in the second round, Floyd Mayweather kicked out a ref, and they replaced it with a new one because the ref took too long pausing the fight. Let me know in the comments if this is one of the craziest things you've seen in a boxing match.
In a separate discussion, Joe Rogan pointed to Floyd Mayweather Jr.'s level of influence by referencing the incident where a referee was removed during one of his bouts. Rogan suggested that a situation like that could only happen to someone operating at Mayweather's level in the sport, where his status and reach extend far beyond the ring. He used this example to underline how Mayweather's financial power and global recognition continue to shape different aspects of his career.
The referee said Floyd Mayweather hit him behind the head. So Floyd fired the referee in the middle of the bout. Floyd throws this punch, and he's 100% correct. The punch landed the side of the head. It's a right hook. It's a perfect punch. And the referee was saying, watch the back of the head. He's like, what the are you talking about? And so he kicks the guy out, and they bring in a different referee who finishes the fight. It was insane.
According to Joe Rogan, the intense drive that defined Floyd Mayweather Jr. can be traced back to his early environment. Growing up around a father and uncle who were both highly competitive, Mayweather was constantly encouraged to push his limits in everything he pursued. That foundation played a major role in shaping him into the dominant force he later became during his peak years in boxing. Rogan also suggested that this same mindset appears to extend beyond the ring, influencing how Mayweather handles his ventures and financial pursuits today.
Look at boxing in terms of like how often you get hit versus how often do you hit the other guy. He's the best ever. The way him and his uncle and his father talk, I imagine they were always super competitive from the time they were young.
Yeah.
Like he grew up being they're super competitive. They're competitive about talking shit. They're competitive about all kinds of things. So it's like that hive, like growing up with that all the time, and the boxing skill.
Floyd Mayweather Jr. has stated that he generates as much as $300 million per month, attributing this income to strategic investments, particularly in real estate. He explained that over a period of 32 months, he positioned himself alongside a strong business team to reach that level of earnings, noting that his financial journey originally began with boxing. However, while Mayweather has undeniably earned massive paydays from major fights and exhibition appearances, financial analysts have raised doubts about the consistency of such monthly figures. Many critics believe the claim is likely overstated, pointing out that maintaining income in the hundreds of millions every month would require an extraordinary and highly sustainable investment structure that is rarely seen.
And Floyd Mayweather says he makes $300 million a month, which is $3.6 billion a year. He makes more money than Jeff Bezos, Bill Gates, all of those guys. So I say all that to say this. The money that Canelo was looking for, they can easily come up with that money. Floyd Mayweather got it.
Well, listen, let me put it this way to you. If he makes what did he say, $300 million a month?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'm 6'4" and 240. And I know I'm 5'8.5" and 240. So there you go. There's no way. There's that. If he makes $3 million a month on his investments, that's a lot. $36 million a year. That's a lot. So I know guys that are worth, $500-600 million, plenty of them, and they don't make $36 million a year, let alone $300 million a month. So there you go.
There's also speculation that Floyd Mayweather Jr. may be overstating or reshaping details about his involvement in certain deals to reinforce his image as a powerful business figure. Financial specialists point out that transactions of this magnitude are usually handled by large institutions or established development groups, rather than individuals operating without clear and verifiable documentation. This ongoing doubt has led to broader questions about the true scale of Mayweather's finances, and whether his highly publicized lifestyle is fully backed by tangible assets or partly driven by image-building efforts. At this stage, the reality behind the reported $400 million claim remains unclear, and the situation continues to attract increasing scrutiny.
Floyd Mayweather Jr., there's a story circulating that Business Insider did talking about this $400 million property deal that he had been discussing here in New York City. But now, according to Business Insider, it's not what you think it is. They said there's no evidence there's been a sale of these properties, and it's 62 rental apartment buildings in Upper Manhattan. Here is what Floyd Mayweather had said at the time on a video that he posted on his Instagram.
I love bringing the people into my lifestyle, showing the people how I live. Now, I know you guys see me on a regular talking about real estate. Well, lately I purchased 62 apartment buildings in New York City. And what I need you guys to do, slide over and check out the photos. It's not all 62 buildings, it's a few buildings, but guess what? All the buildings belong to me. I don't have no partners. And all the retail down low on my buildings all belong to me. Guess what? You can do the same.
All right. Well, now we're trying to figure out what happened, right, with Business Insider. So according to another update, he did ink a $402 million deal for a Black Spruce portfolio. When he said that it was all his and no one invested, he meant no one was funding his part of the investment but him. And so I think this is something where maybe he owns a piece of this or shares in it, but it hasn't changed hands because the majority owner is still the same owner that it was before. I'm trying to understand what happened with this, but I know there's a story that's circulating, so just putting it out there. Whew, it's a tough one. I'm trying to understand as a real estate person myself, what exactly he is communicating when he's saying that he owns this, because they're trying to make it seem like he doesn't, but what it seems like is that he owns shares of these buildings, and it's a larger, it's part of an investment that he did on his.
A source reportedly linked to Floyd Mayweather Jr.'s inner circle speaking anonymously, has added further doubt to the ongoing discussion by stating that no confirmed investment partner exists in connection with the rumored Manhattan real estate deal. This account goes against earlier assumptions that Mayweather could be working alongside a larger firm or participating in a joint venture arrangement. Instead, the insider suggested that Hayes presenting himself as the primary and possibly only buyer, even though the size of the transaction has already raised concerns among real estate professionals.
Of his team spoke off the record, and they actually try to modify the story a little bit to get ahead of it. So it went from we own all the buildings with no partners to now their story is changing up a little bit. So they reached out to the Housing Partnership, a spokesperson. Now the Housing Partnership of NYC is a nonprofit group that is a partner in a majority of these like really huge like property deals. And it helps, the person buying it to qualify for tax breaks and grants and preserve the affordability of the portfolio apartments, right? If you're buying, affordable housing, then you're gonna go through the NYC Housing Partnership. That never happened, okay? So the spokesperson says the Housing Partnership has not been advised of any sale, pending sale, or change in ownership. Generally, the partnership would be advised of the transfer and would be party to the transfer. That has not occurred. A person directly... Now, here's where Mayweather get on that BS, bruh. All right, here's where the shady business starts.
Joe Rogan has repeatedly expressed admiration for the fighting style of Floyd Mayweather Jr., especially when it comes to his defensive mastery and tactical awareness inside the ring. Rogan often points out how Mayweather dictates the rhythm of a fight, forcing opponents to miss while patiently waiting to punish their errors, that he has also emphasized Mayweather's elite footwork, precise timing, and high-level ring intelligence, all of which allow him to consistently stay one step ahead of even highly aggressive fighters. In Rogan's view, Mayweather's approach represents a textbook example of technical boxing at its highest level, an ability to land clean shots while almost completely avoiding damage in return.
One of the things that people forget is that Floyd went through a big transition of his own. If you go back to the early parts of his career and you watch when he was Pretty Boy Floyd, he was a much more aggressive fighter and he would put himself in danger much more. And then when he became Money Mayweather, like as it got later and later in his life, he just got so much more brilliant defensively. And then he became the guy that you see shutting out Canelo Alvarez, stopping all these guys, just shutting everything down. He just became this defensive wizard to the point where you'd see world-class fighters like Sugar Shane Mosley. Once he recovered, he didn't really know what to do with Floyd. Floyd just had the answers to his style. He had figured him out.
This measured and disciplined style has not only preserved Floyd Mayweather Jr.'s unbeaten record, but also helped redefine the concept of defensive brilliance in boxing. Joe Rogan's respect for his approach further reinforces Mayweather's reputation as one of the greatest fighters in the history of the sport, someone whose game blends precision, intelligence, refined skill, and a relentless standard of excellence.
Floyd's undefeated too, but he's not the greatest boxer of all time, right?
It's arguable he is. It's arguable he is.
I don't think so.
Listen, man,
I feel like he is. He's my favorite.
He's been hit hard maybe 4 times his whole fucking career. Right. You stop and think about how many fights he fought against elite guys. Not just great defense, like the best defense of all time.
Yeah.
You're talking about a guy who's fought everybody. He fought everybody. He fought Canelo. He fought Pacquiao. Maybe he didn't fight Pacquiao when he was in his prime, and maybe he fought Canelo when he was young and made him cut extra weight. He did some smart shit, but at the end of the day,
that's part of being a fighter, though, right?
Yeah. At the end of the day, the fucking guy's 49 in Conor McGregor. That's what he is. That's what I say.
The U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission took action against both celebrities for illegally promoting securities. As a result, Floyd Mayweather Jr. was ordered to pay $614,775 in penalties, along with an additional $152,725 in related costs. At the same time, the founders of Centratech, including Saurabh Sharma, were arrested and later convicted on charges of wire fraud and conspiracy. Authorities stated that the scheme defrauded investors of nearly $25 million in total.
Kim Kardashian and Floyd Mayweather are being sued over an alleged crypto pump and dump scam. Investors are accusing the celebrities of promoting a no-name crypto called Ethereum Max.
Do your homework, do your research. I would not move forward with an endorsement that a celebrity had recommended just on the fact that they were a celebrity.
Kajanwa Moit teaches branding and marketing at Parsons School of Design at the New School.
You know, they did what every scammer would normally do, which is to name it after something that is trusted. In fact, what we came to find is Ethereum Max has nothing to do with Ethereum. It doesn't even sit on the Ethereum blockchain, but it's a way of duping people.
Kim Kardashian promoted the coin on Instagram, asking, "Are you guys into crypto? This is not financial advice," and names Ethereum Max.
Kim Kardashian's case, it was declared on the Instagram post that it was a paid promotion.
Floyd Mayweather endorsed the coin at a boxing match with YouTube star Logan Paul,
This is the best day of my life.
accepting the coin as payment for boxing tickets.
Trying to buy celebrity names to promote their assets. And so the ultimate question is, should someone who's being paid for promoting a product be ultimately held accountable?
Crypto and blockchain attorney Felix Shipkevich says the celebs are only doing their job of promotion. He gave an example of a celebrity promoting a car advertisement.
You know, sometime down the road, this EV has major issues, goes up in flames, or the brakes stop working. Are we going to end up suing that celebrity?
Floyd Mayweather Jr. has carefully shaped a public image centered around luxury and excess. His brand is strongly associated with high-end cars, custom-made jewelry, and frequent displays of large sums of cash, all of which reinforce his reputation for wealth and success. However, while this glamorous lifestyle has become a core part of his identity, his financial history has not been entirely free from controversy. Although Mayweather has earned substantial income through his boxing achievements, endorsement deals, and various business activities, his involvement in certain promotional ventures has occasionally led to questions about the ethical nature of those associations.
I'm always bringing the people into my life. I appreciate the support. I appreciate the love. I have to bring you guys into my life on a daily basis. Check out my view again. Once again, I should say. The Michael Jackson steps.
What are your thoughts on Floyd Mayweather's remarkable boxing career and his distinctive fighting approach?